Hey guys, happy Tuesday. I keep wanting to say Monday. Yesterday was Labor Day, so today is kind of a Monday, but it's way late for me to be popping on here. But I had something all planned out and mapped out that I really wanted to share that I think you guys will find super helpful, or I hope that you will, right? That's the whole point of my page, is to pass along some good, valuable tips and tools and tidbits that I've learned that hopefully can help you, and I am totally guilty of. So if you are new to this page, I'm Emily Smiley, and hopefully I help entrepreneurs, network marketers, affiliate, and anyone building even a brick and mortar learn to leverage and automate using systems and social media online. So I'm totally guilty of the thing I wanted to talk about today, which is, are you fake working, right? When you go to build online, this is actually easier to do than any other time that I've had any other kind of business. I've owned my own business for 20 years, and I've had everything from a brick and mortar to, network marketing, affiliate, yada, yada, right? But we all get stuck in this rut of, are we fake working? So today is kind of a transformational Tuesday that hopefully I can give you what helped me get out of that rut of, are you fake working? The first thing is do you own your own business? Well, hopefully you do, because that's what this page is for. It's to help entrepreneurs and business owners. So if you own your own business, do people know about it? And this was one of the ones that I was totally guilty of in the very beginning. It's easy if you have a storefront, right? You open a McDonald's, or you open a gym, or you open whatever, and you tell everyone that you're in business. And somehow that's acceptable. Yet a lot of times for network marketers, they're still getting maybe a bad rap, or people aren't taking them as professional. And maybe that's the profession or the industry's fault in itself. But the fact is there's a lot of people that start doing that just simply don't tell people that they're in business. The other thing and I've been guilty of this, right? Like when I started my network marketing company, I loved it, but I just wasn't sure how to share the business end of it. And I've circled around that cart many times. And of course, maybe you're like myself, you get to a point where you're like, okay, I really desire to do this online, or I desire to add another stream of income, or I'm going to do a different kind of business or whatever. And so you decide that you're going to build online. And so you give yourself this long task of things to do without ever truly getting it going. And I think I did a live on this about basically getting in your own way, right? Being a perfectionist. But it's the same as fake working. So a lot of times, yes, you're being a perfectionist, but you can also do one of kind of many different things, right? So sometimes fake working is maybe not telling anyone, all right? But then also maybe fake working is if you're building online, like, well, I can't share this until my blog's up, or I can't share this until I have more content, or I can't share this until I'm an expert, or I have 1 million followers, or, I have a team of over 1,000, or whatever it is. But the reality is if you can turn around and find a way to help the next person, then hopefully that's what you got in business to do. So what problem does your business solve? And if you know the answer to that question, then you should not be fake working, right? So if you're in health and wellness and you know that your product or whatever helps people to lose weight, then why would you not be sharing that? Or, for me, it was, giving people income insurance. People have health insurance. Why not have income insurance, right? Or teaching them a different way. But sometimes fake working is maybe telling your team what to do and you not doing the same. I've been guilty of this as well, right? I check on this team. Are they doing this? Are they doing that? So you're thinking, well, I've already done that. I've already gotten to that point. I don't need to add new people, or I don't need to do what they're doing, or, maybe you've learned new strategies and you share them with your team, but have you actually applied them? And a lot of people notice that. Like, I definitely have noticed what teams are up for new challenges, what teams have embraced new school, what teams are all together and they're working, and people know that, right? So if you're fake working, you're not serving your team well, because you're not technically serving your team. They're going to do what you do, not what you tell them to do. So any good leader will tell you that you really have to lead by example. So you can't just be fake working, telling them, but not doing it. Does that make sense? And then sometimes it's just procrastination, which sometimes I tend to think that the root of that maybe is perhaps perfectionist, right? If you're a perfectionist, you're going to procrastinate, or maybe it's just that you don't want to do it. Sometimes you just know what you need to do and you don't want to do it, right? So, I mean, I'm totally guilty of this. So I'm preaching to the choir, I realize, but we've all been there, right? We've all been fake working. But what gets you out of that, right? Maybe you recognize you're like, oh my gosh, and you totally hit the nail like on it. I have been fake working. I've been telling my team to do this and I haven't done it myself. I haven't gotten back out there. Or I'm teaching these new strategies and I haven't used a one. Or I know that they're working for other people, but I haven't tried them myself. Or, maybe you're procrastinating. Maybe you're like, hey, I know I want to build online and I think I have to have all of my ducks in a row, and I know I just need to do that Facebook Live, or I know I just need to get that blog done, or get that sales funnel up and running, or whatever it is, right? It doesn't even have to be that complicated. It might just be, if you're building your business on your personal page, it might just be, learning new strategies of how to use that, how to use attraction marketing. Because let's be honest, if your phone is not making you money, it's not a smartphone, it's a dumb phone, right? And if you should have people coming to you daily. And if not, reach out to me, because you're doing attraction marketing probably wrong, which I see a lot of people do. So how do you get out of this learning mode? How do you get out of this procrastination mode, or this management mode, or this stuck, or this fake working? Because you're taking action, right? Like, we've all said it. I'm pretty sure I've done a live on that as well. It's like, okay, how do you get unstuck? Well, action gets you unstuck. So it's not that you're stuck, but you're spinning and you're spinning and spinning, and then you're not reaping anything from it because you're fake working, right? I have worked so hard at behind the scenes, but am I taking actionable or income producing activity? Probably not. And even if it's not an income producing, because that's so black and white, right? That kind of irks me a little bit when people are like, well, are you doing income producing activities? Okay, but sometimes if you're missing the skill level before the income producing activity, then you're missing a whole step in there. So when you're in this zone, if you're working in that zone and you recognize that that is what you need to move you forward, then yes, that is an income producing activity. Has it produced you any income yet? No. But that is kind of the beauty of, network marketing on a whole. A lot of times it is a lot of learning and skill and work up front, and then that builds and that snowballs into, if you're consistent and persistent with your skill building, then that gets better down the line. So you're not fake working so much, right? So, all right, what do you do to get out of this mode? All right, first of all, you really have to nail and get some clarity down. And there have been many times over the years, it's like, what do I want to do? What do I want this business to do, right? When I was a personal trainer, it was, well, even before that, I used to teach fitness classes. It was, let me market myself and get my classes out there so that I can get these classes full. And then it was personal training. How do I get this? And then it was my own business with personal training. Okay, how do I fill up these boot camps? How do I get people reaching out to me? And then, you start to do virtual personal training, that kind of thing. But in network marketing, it's a little bit different, right? I mean, hopefully if you're on this page, you're trying to learn new strategies for network marketing. Maybe you've been taught still to write down your 100 people, or your 3-way calls or whatever, instead of using, messenger chats or more automated things. But you need to get the clarity around how you want to build your business moving forward, regardless of whatever, and then find a mentor that is exactly like how you want your business to look like, right? Because we've all been there where we're looking for that mentor. Maybe you've gained clarity, maybe you haven't. You don't know, but you know what you don't want to do. Or you have a mentor or an upline, but it's not necessarily how you would choose. So it's really important to make sure that those match up. And then a lot of times I ask, my own team or people that I'm working with is, okay, if this is your goal, whether it's to build fast or slow, how many hours per week are you working, and do those match, right? Because we've all had people that join us and are like, okay, I want to make blah, 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 blah. Well, that's part of the reason why network marketing particularly has gotten a bad rap, because people are coming in with these false expectations of, I'm going to make a whole bunch of money because I'm going to build online. When really there's a strategy skill set involved there that they need to do, and there's hours that need to be put in to do that. Now, if you're really techie, great. For me, I had to start from scratch. I had no idea what I was doing. And oddly enough, it's so funny when I decided that I really wanted to share this because I was so desperate, y'all, in my network marketing to learn how to do this differently. So that's when I started this page and started really sharing like what I've learned, what my mentors, the community that I'm involved in that's moving this forward and learning so much. As soon as I started sharing the value of that, people started flocking to me, asking me all kinds of things, and it just shot up where I had worked so hard for so many years in this network marketing, and it was just spinning. Now, did I do fake work there? Probably. Did I get stuck in this circle? Yeah. Have I done that over here? Sure. But what I'm saying is when you're sharing the value with other people, people realize that. They can smell like commission breath, right? I know I've heard people say that. Or like if you're really spammy or you're trying for the sale, if you're building, especially if you're building on your personal page and you don't have a business page yet, people read into that. So they have to match. So ask yourself your goals, make sure you're matching your hours per week. And then what is your daily method of operations? Now that was something my team was really good at when I got into my company. What is your daily method of operation? But then what I noticed is people need that broken down even more, right? So we started setting up a power hour. Okay, so how do we do this? How do we get into action? Well, you have to talk to people. So many people think that when you start to build online, that means you get to hide behind a computer screen or you don't have face-to-face conversations. When actually, I've learned the opposite to be true, right? You're putting information, you're adding value out there, you're reaching and talking to new people that you never would have thought before because you're matched up, right? You're looking for people that are looking for you. That's the attraction marketing formula in itself, right? So you're not having to work so hard to meet people, which is number one reason why people get stuck in network marketing is they can't find the right people. So once you've taken that out, then people actually want to interact and connect with you. And that is so much more intentional. So how do you quit fake working? Well, you quit fake working. So many people spend so much of their time spinning their wheels in prospecting and not using the true attraction marketing. They think that because they're spamming their business and everything on their personal page is about their business, then why aren't people coming to me? It's like throwing spaghetti at the wall and expecting some of it to stick. There's no strategy, no content involved, and we're not taught it. We're simply not taught it. So when you take that out of the equation and people are coming to you, then the conversations that you're having, because you're putting that information out there, they're so much more real, they're authentic, they're intentional, they're productive. So, by the time I speak with someone on a Zoom or a call, it's not that you're against those things. It's that by the time they get to you, it's much more, it's a higher level, right? And it's intentional. So, ask yourself, what are your goals for your business? Ask yourself, what skill set do you need to learn to get those? Is it attraction marketing? Is it building online? Is it simply just doing actual activities? Or is it adding value out there so that people are attracted to you and using that correctly? And then after that, what is your daily operations? Are you talking to new people every single week or every single day, really? Adding people on your personal or your business page every single day is a must. If you are building on social media and you are not consistently adding at least, I would say 10, but let's say 3 to 5 people every single day, then you're probably fake working. So let's just be real, right? Little harsh, I realize, but it's so easy to connect. It's so easy to make friends. And then you hear people say, well, I'm kind of building on my personal page. I don't have a business page. That's fine. That's totally fine. But then you need to make your page public. And if you're doing that, but you're like, I don't want them to see my family, then make those posts only go to your family or your friends or however you want to do it. But the reality is if you are building your business on social media, on whatever platform it is, personal, business, whatever, you have to be connecting to new people, period. And then after that, if you're using attraction marketing correctly, then you should have people reaching to you. That alone gets you out of fake working. That alone, absolutely, there's just no excuses because you're focused more on building the relationship and adding value than chasing the person as a prospect or chasing them as a team member or your opportunity or whatever it is, and they're smelling that on you, right? If you've ever been on a car lot and tried to get sold a car, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. And people wonder why people run the other way. And I still get a lot of people say like, oh, I just don't want to build this way. My business is doing fine. And I'm looking at it and going, I unfollowed you a long time ago because everything that you're putting out there is so, like, you went from not being on at all to everything is this attraction marketing wrong, in my opinion, right? They might or might not post the product, but chances are they are. They're still spamming, they're still reaching out, and they're still fake working because they're just slapping it out there and they have no idea how to gauge that. So how do you leverage? So if you have something out there and you're building those relationships, you should invite them and have some sort of call to action, right? Some way for their, and don't be like, message me. Please don't do that. It literally like makes my skin crawl when it's like, oh, work from home, message me if you want to join me. Yeah, okay, let me jump right on that. Like, so many people are doing that. Like, people don't even bat an eye at that anymore. It's so annoying. You have to give people, you have to be interesting. You have to add value. You have to give people a reason to reach out to you. They're not just going to see that you posted a picture of your mimosa by the pool and be like, ooh, let me join her team. They're going to be invested. They're going to be following you, whether or not they're liking you or not. And you need to give them a reason to actively ask you. So how do you do that? Well, number one, you need to leverage and automate all of your repetitious activities because they are wasting your time, and that is absolutely fake working. I caught myself doing the same darn things over and over and over and over and over until I had a friend and a mentor, thank God, say, okay, what are you doing wasting all of your time doing on this? Number one, posting. You should be posting not as many times as we used to. It's not that hard, and it is not that hard to automate a post. You can absolutely make one post that goes to all of your social media outlets. If you are not doing that, you are fake working because it is wasting your time. So yes, it's important to make sure that you do that, but I don't know, I am so guilty of this. I get on there and I'm making my one post and I go down the scroll hole and an hour later I have nothing done. So getting very intentional with that daily method of operation. And for me, it's literally, I have people that I'm following up with, and those are the people that I go seek out on social media. And I try to stay out of that scroll hole, right? I try to stop prospecting and really be intentional. So if you're leveraging and automating the repetitious activities and you're posting, then that means that you're not spamming, right? You're becoming more interesting because you're actually thinking about what it is that you're throwing up there. And I'm not talking about stories because stories are totally different. And if you're not using stories, then you should, because it's exactly what Facebook particularly is pushing right now. But you have to just get technical and get in, not technical, that's the wrong word. You need to have a strategy for your social media. It's not just throw something up there and then wonder why no one's joining your business or your opportunity. And people are getting so frustrated. And part of the reason why they're getting frustrated, and I digress here because I'm going a little bit on a soapbox, I apologize. But, sorry, not sorry, people are not teaching how to use social media, which is exactly my whole point of this entire page, is people are getting lost in kind of diverging away, whether they're going to tell their company or not, moving into newer school and wanting away from old school. Why? Because no one wants to do 3-way calls anymore. That's just a fact. And no one wants to talk on the phone. Now, I'm not saying that you never do, and I'm not saying if you already know that person or you're comfortable or they really want to talk to you, but I'm talking about day in, day out, having to match your schedules up, time zones, yada, yada, yada. Like, why would we do that when there is a better way? And so we're not teaching that. And because we're not teaching that, people don't know what to do and they're doing it all wrong, and that's pissing people off. So you may have gotten 3 to 4 to 5 orders. Do you know how many people you're probably pissed off that you have absolutely no idea, that hid you, unfollowed, blocked, whatever, because they are sick of hearing about all your yada, 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 yada. So hopefully that makes sense, because my intention is not to get on a tangent, which I tend to do with this. It is really to get intentional and to learn. There's a strategy that you need to learn for this. So I'm going to leave you with 3 takeaways that our community taught me that have been absolutely vital, important for getting me out of this. Number 1, you tend to throw the baby out with the bathwater because you're like, oh, that didn't work, I'm not going to do it. But you need to look at what is working. There is always something working. Nothing's working at it. Something is working. Something is working. Even if the something that's working is that you've been consistent with posting on social media. Even if the consistent is that you've been sharing your business and opportunity. Yeah, okay, maybe you've been spamming. We've all been guilty of it, right? We want it. I get it. But don't throw it all out. Look at what you've done. Look at what you're really good at doing, and then go for that. So what's working, and give yourself some credit. And sometimes that's the hardest thing for us to do is like, okay, I'm pretty good at this, or I'm pretty good at that, or I can do this, or I can do that. You know, you get so harped on what you can't do and what you haven't done and comparing that keeps us out of that. But the second thing is you have to be able to address what is not working. When I started my network marketing business, I decided that I was going to do like booths, right? Like conferences and booths and farmers market. The problem is, number one, I do not have a transactional. Most of my business, there's no product. It's education and then you order. That doesn't work. So instead of, I was fake working, trying to do all these booths and do all of these things and doing all of, like having these meetings and these, when really I just needed to educate. So what am I good at? I'm an educator. Of course I'm good at educating. So I need to stick with what's working, but I need to not do what's working. And I'm telling you what, there was something so freeing about deciding that I was never going to do another booth again. It's not that I'm against it, and it's not that maybe it doesn't work for you. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying for me, I had to evaluate what was not working for me. And with a busy family, spending a lot of time on in-home parties and that kind of thing, that doesn't work for me. Some people love it. And if that works for you, I'm not knocking it. I'm saying for me, I wanted to be more time effective and build bigger. And I found that there's only one of me and I can only do so many presentations because it takes so much time, right? So I put that over here with what's not working. The last piece that is probably the most important takeaway from today is, what can I do better? What can you do better? Chances are you know what you want your business to look like. You've probably already set your goals. You probably, have your hours, your designated times for your business, touch your business every day or whatever. The problem is most people just touch their business. Like literally, like, oh, I walked in my back office, touched my business today, or, oh, texted my friend that's like my customer, so technically I caught up with her, oh, fake working. That is what we do. But what you need to do is address to what are your serious goals, and are you going to take yourself seriously and holding yourself accountable on the skill set that you need to get better. So for me, that was learning new skills and strategies and learning a whole different way, a new way of doing things that my team necessarily wasn't doing. And man, is it working. I've loved it. It has literally opened my eyes to new opportunities, and a lot of people are still very tunnel visioned into their companies because the companies haven't caught up yet. But that's not their job to keep up yet. Their job is to protect the integrity of the company, which is totally understandable, right? Then they have all of these and I'm talking about most MLM or network marketing, they have all of their distributors or whatever, and that's their job, meaning you. So your job is to look at the skills that are working right now. So what's working right now? If something is not working for you right now, then beating it to death is not probably going to help serve you in any way. So give yourself a good hard look at what you want your business to look like and how you desire to build. So for me, I really wanted to build online using social media. So I connected myself. I learned how to do that, and I've come a long way. And I'm telling you guys, if I can do it, anybody can do it. And it's amazing because not only did it open up my eyes to what I could take over to my network marketing or you could take over to your MLM, but it added another stream of income, and it made me learn a new skill set of things that I can do better that will consistently keep me out of that fake working mindset. So those 3 questions again are: what's working, what's not working, and what can you do better? And I'm telling you, I got that from my mentors, and it completely changed the course of my business. Absolutely. Because you can constantly look at it. There's no emotions involved. It's just what's working, what isn't, what can I do better? Okay, so let's get to work. Let's get intentional. Let's add that in my daily method of operations. Let's focus on these relationships, adding value, calls to action, following up with people, posting consistently but not spamming, being in business for yourself. Like I said, whether that's your personal page or your business page. So ask yourself, are you fake working? If so, give yourself a good kick in the pants, because we've all been there. Don't beat yourself up too much. And then ask yourself these questions to get yourself out of that rut. All right, you guys, that's all I got for today. I will be back on here. Oh, I got another one that I got from somebody. I don't know if you guys have heard of the Meltons, but I love his saying, are you dialing for dollars? Are you dialing for dollars? So I have a really good live I can't wait to share with you guys later in the week about all the new information and stuff that I have learned, and I hope to pass that on for you guys. In the meantime, get out there and crush it. I'll see you guys soon.